All right, welcome back to another video. Today I'm actually going to be going over apt commands within the terminal. So this is dealing with either like your Debian or Ubuntu based distros. So just a quick run through of what the commands do, what the most common ones are, and how they work. So if you're a beginner, you can kind of understand, what to do within the terminal. I do suggest, getting familiar with the terminal, even if you are a new user and just plan to use flat packs and things like that. I think it is best to have a little bit of knowledge and know how to use it. So I'm just going to give you some basic, beginning commands so you can kind of understand what the need is for it and what each term is used for. So yeah, so first and foremost, probably the most used and simple ones would be update and upgrade. So they're a little bit different. So update is actually gets the info about the latest versions and packages, but does not install any upgrades. So it's basically like fetching all of the different updates, but not actually applying them. And then upgrade is actually downloading the up-to-date packages and installing them. So whenever you want to, upgrade your entire system, you want to do both. So whenever you're starting any of these commands, you do have to start with sudo, which is basically just giving you root privileges to your system. So kind of like doing administrative access on a Windows computer. It's similar to that. So this gives you root access to your entire file system in your computer. So you use sudo first, and so I'm going to do a sudo apt upgrade. Or update, sorry. So you just do sudo and then apt and then the command you want to do after it. So sudo apt update. So as you can see, I'm getting all of the different repositories that are on my system and it's just refreshing all of them. So I did that, and then it says 45 packages can be upgraded, and then I can run apt list upgradable if I want to. So I'll get to that in a second. But if I want to update my entire system, I'm just going to go to do sudo apt upgrade. And then this is actually going to download all of these different packages and upgrade them. So these are all the 45 packages I was referring to. And all I do have to do is hit Y or enter to continue. So you can either type Y and then hit enter, or whichever one is the capital one is what enter is going to do. So if N was capital and Y was lowercase, if you press enter, it would auto default to no. So whatever the default is basically whichever one's capital. So Y is the capital one, so I can just hit enter. And then it's going to download and install all of those packages. And it normally doesn't, take too long for, unless you haven't, done any upgrades in a long time, it won't take very long at all. So as you can see, that is done. One other thing you can do to be able to upgrade your entire system, instead of having to type both of those separately, what you can run is this here, which is sudo apt update with two and symbols, and then sudo apt update or sudo apt upgrade. What this is doing is the and symbols are making it so you simultaneously run both of these commands back to back. And what the Y is doing is so I don't have to hit enter in between them, making it so I can just go ahead and run them, simultaneously. So if I did that, there wouldn't be anything up to do because all packages are already up to date. So it won't do anything right now, but I can run that instead of running them, separately. So yeah, so that is the update and upgrade. And then the other one is probably the most common, which is install. So first, I'm going to run into how you can find packages. So that's going to be search. So if I do with search, you don't have to do a sudo because you're actually not installing anything into your system or like actually changing anything within your system. So you do not have to do sudo. All right, so if I want to go ahead and search for a package, I would just do apt search. And then let's search for htop. Htop is just a package that allows you to look at your resources and what's being used on your computer through your terminal. So I'm going to do that. And so you see here, it shows me two different packages here. So there's bashtop and htop is the one that I want. So it's showing you the actual package name here, and that's the one you actually want to type in when you're typing install. So since we are going to be working within our system, we have to do sudo apt and then install, and then the package name, which is there, htop. So what this is going to do is saying it's installing htop and then all along with its dependencies. So any packages that's needed to actually run this package, it would make sure it's installing those, for you automatically. And then down here, if I want to hit yes, like I said before, the capital Y is for yes, so I could just hit enter. Otherwise, I could hit no. So if I go ahead and hit yes, it is now installing that package. So now I should be able to run htop in my system, and then there you go. So now htop is working and installed in my system. And so yeah, so if I wanted to actually remove this package, what I would have to do is do sudo apt remove, and then the package name, so htop. And then here it's saying it's going to be removing htop. So what I also can do, so I'm going to do no, and then I also can do sudo apt purge htop. So what purge is doing differently from remove is purge is actually deleting a package and the configuration files that come along with it, where remove is actually just deleting the package but leaves the configuration. So if I were to delete this and I updated the configuration for htop and changed it a little bit and removed it, and then I could just remove it, and if I installed it later, it would still have that same configuration and be able to use what I already had, because that those files would still be there. So if you want to purge it, you can actually do it that way and remove everything along with it. And then as you can see here as well, that these two packages you can remove with sudo apt remove. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the htop option. And then if I do sudo apt auto remove, so it's showing me these two packages can be removed, and it's basically just going to tell you any packages that are no longer being needed on your system that can remove. And if you want those to be removed for any type of dependencies or anything that are being left over after removing other packages, that's the command you want to use. And so I can do that, and then it's going to remove those two packages for me, and it's done. So those are those two options. And one other option I want to show you is apt list. So if I want to actually list all of the packages that are installed on my system, I can do apt list and then use the flag, which a flag is basically just another piece of your command that you can add in there to give it a different definition than just listing something. You're actually telling it what you want to list. So installed, and so this is showing me every package that is installed on my system here very quickly and easily. And then so I can hit Q to get out of that. And then what I can do is also do upgradable. So you saw that earlier when I was doing the update. So basically if I do apt list upgradable, so there is no upgradable applications because I've already done the full upgrade on the system, so you won't see anything there. But if there were, it would show me that list of upgradable items there. And so the last one that I want to show you guys is actually how to install a deb package. So if you've installed like a deb package from the web, similar to how you install like an exe file. So this deb package for Discord is right here. And so what I can do is actually just copy the location of this deb package, and then come in here and then do sudo apt install. So it's the same command as installing another package, and then you can install the package like that. So if I hit enter, it will go ahead and install Discord and all its dependencies that's needed for it. Yeah, so if there's any other questions or anything you have, please drop those in the comments below. And if you like the video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.